Hey everybody, Crystal Beaudry here with Crystal's Clean Kitchen, where we help make clean eating a lifestyle. So as you can see, I'm kind of in a different kitchen today because we have such an amazing episode for you. It's very special. Now let me ask you a question. Does anybody in your household ever get sick? Of course the answer is yes. Like for us, we have 2 kids and they are constantly bringing stuff home from their classes at school and sharing it with everybody. And it's so annoying. So in today's episode, I'm going to show you how to make some homemade elderberry syrup. This elderberry syrup is so nutritious for your body. There is so many health benefits to elderberry. In fact, let me read you some. It is super high in antioxidants. It improves your cold and your flu symptoms. Super high in vitamin C and fiber. It is great for heart health. And this is probably one of the most amazing things. It actually helps fight cancer. That's crazy. Helping fight cancer, that's amazing. It also will help fight harmful bacteria like bronchitis, anything with your sinuses. Super important, especially in the winter. It's great for immune support, which is why we do it every single day, our whole family. It protects against UV radiation. It has antidepressant properties in it. Oh, that's amazing. It can lower your inflammation. It's great for respiratory and lung health. And it can ease your sore throat and cough. So the other reason why this recipe is so amazing is because I'm also going to be adding in some Aronia berries. They're also known as chokeberries. So if you don't know what the health benefits for those are, let me read those to you. Those also help fight cancer, super good for your intestinal health, also good for your heart health, your immune system. It can help improve your insulin sensitivity, which is super important. And it's really good for your organs, especially your liver. It will help your liver improve your liver functions, which I don't know about you, but for me, I'm constantly looking for ways to help my liver, especially as I get older. So this recipe is going to be so needed for you and your family. Now today, I'm going to be making it in a super big batch, but I will give you the measurements for a smaller batch as well. Now the reason why I do it in such a big batch is because I keep it in my refrigerator for at least 6 months and our whole entire family takes it. So it's kind of amazing. But you guys, before we get into it, would you do me a huge favor and hit that like button, only because it's gonna help this video get to more people through the algorithm. Thank you so much. Here's the ingredients that you are going to need. So I got my elderberries and my Aronia berries from Amazon, and I made sure that they were organic. So we're gonna be using 1 cup of some elderberries. And then same thing, I've got my Aronia berries from Amazon also. We need 1 cup of Aronia berries. Now, we are going to be using some freshly chopped ginger. So I just took a plain ginger root, put it in my Ninja chopper, and chopped up a bunch of it. So we need about 2 tablespoons of some chopped ginger. I'm going to be adding in some apple cider vinegar. You don't have to add this if you don't want to, but I love the health benefits of that as well. So I'll be adding in probably 1/4 of a cup of apple cider vinegar to this recipe as well. Once it's all done, we will add about 1/2 cup to a cup of honey, depending upon how sweet you like it. And for our spices, you can either use whole cloves if you prefer, or you could just use the clove powder. Probably about 2 teaspoons of that. Cinnamon, you could either use cinnamon sticks or ground cinnamon. Probably about 2 teaspoons of that. A teaspoon of some cardamom, and a teaspoon of some nutmeg. We're also going to be using 4 cups of water. So to start with, you just want to add everything to the pan. So like I said, I make a lot of batches at once. So I'm making this whole bag, which is 4 batches. So that was 4 cups of elderberries, and I'll do 4 cups of the Aronia berries. These are actually really good to eat by themselves too. I always they're like dried berries. Actually, I'll just dump the rest of it. Then you want to add your water. Now, because I'm making 4 batches, I am just adding a ton of ginger. I'm going to start the stove here. And then for your spices, you just put your spices right in there also. These spices are actually incredibly good for you as well. One of them has amazing health benefits in all of the spices as well. All right, here is what it looks like. I've added all my water. I've added all the spices. And now I'm going to let it simmer for about 45 minutes to an hour. They've been cooking for a while. I'm going to give this a second, let it drain out completely. The smell in the house is so amazing. It smells so good because of all those spices that we used. I'm going to pour this into a bowl. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to just let it cool down for a while. A lot of people don't do this next step. I am actually going to be boiling them again for about an hour. I put in not quite all of the water, but I did put in about 3/4 of what I used the first time. I am going to put in some more spices though, just because, you know, spices are awesome. And they make the house smell amazing. I actually do this every single time I make it, and it doesn't cause the potency to go down at all. I still get a good amount of elderberry syrup out of doing it a second time. Just boiled it the second time. Now I'm gonna strain it. So I like to strain these kind of a lot, just to make sure that I get all the little pieces out. And I also use different sizes of strainers too. Now, making this in a smaller batch is, of course, much easier. I just prefer to do it in massive batches because then I can give some to my friends. And like I said, I can keep it for like 6 months in my refrigerator. I'm gonna wait a while until these are completely done cooling off before I add the other stuff to it. And see, I keep getting stuff as I'm straining it, which is why I like to do it a few times. And then I'm gonna just let this cool down 100%. I also like to try to get as much out of the berries as I can, so I will kind of squeeze the water out of them, just so that I'm making sure that I'm getting all of the nutrients out of it. Cooled a bunch now. Now I'm going to be adding in my apple cider vinegar. I am gonna be adding in probably 2 cups to my big batch. You wanna make sure that you wait to add your honey until it's cooled down, because when you heat honey up, it kind of wrecks a lot of the healing properties of it. Now, I might add less honey than what I suggested. You just do a taste test and see. I don't like adding a ton of honey, so I'm going to be adding in about half the amount of the honey. Making this for kids, sometimes adding a little bit more honey wouldn't hurt. So I just tasted it, and I think I'm gonna add another cup of honey, just because the apple cider vinegar was making it a little too vinegary. I'm gonna be portioning my jars. I put these in mason jars. And then it's a little easier to just store them in the refrigerator. Now, if I were to order this off of Amazon, I would probably pay the same amount that this all costed to make would be even less than just one of these. So I'm definitely getting a really good deal by doing it myself, probably like half of one. That's how much it would be. All right, here it is. Now, this probably looked a lot harder than it actually was. I did this recipe ×4. I mean, it made a ton, didn't it? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there was a little one in the fridge too. So almost 7 of these. The value of this is crazy. If I were to buy the same size of this on Amazon, it would be insanely expensive. This wasn't really that hard to do. If you do it in a smaller batch form, it will go a lot simpler. The longest thing about this was the waiting for the hour for it to simmer on the stove. This recipe is so doable, and you are not going to regret it. I'm serious. Last year, I had elderberry in my fridge for the first 4 months of school, and so we were taking it every day, and then we ran out and I just didn't make it soon enough. It took me 2 months to remake it. The kids were both sick like 5 times. And it was just one right after another, and it was so annoying. So this stuff really, really works. You guys, you gotta make this. I will make sure to leave the link for the berries in the video description because you're gonna wanna pick up some of those. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and of course, stay tuned for some more great recipes. We'll see you next time.